Hey y'all, what's good, what's poppin'? So I know it's been a while since I made a video, and as I'm sure y'all are aware, a lot has happened in the world since the last time I uploaded a video. There's literally a pandemic sweeping the world right now. Honestly, when I was a kid, I used to sit there and think and wonder what it was like to live through history, but when I said that, this is not what I meant. But in all seriousness, a lot has happened within like my immediate personal life and just the broader scope of things across the world. We're dealing with a pandemic right now currently, and also in addition to that, I don't know about you guys personally, but I have a feeling that a lot of my viewers are also from the United States, and even if you're not, if you've watched the news at all, you guys know that it's just a lot of stuff has been going on within the country right now. There's a lot of unease, a lot of tension. I just really couldn't bring myself to be online all that much just because there's all this negativity going on. I couldn't really bring myself to sit here and film and upload, and when I come on here, I just really want to be positive and authentic, and I just really didn't feel like I could do that for the longest time. It was just too much. 2020 has been so crazy. And in addition to that, also with everything going on, even though a lot of the people in the country are over it and like to pretend it's not, there's a pandemic going on, and with that comes wearing masks pretty much daily, at least if I want to step outside the house and do anything. And so with that has come a lot of lifestyle changes, mainly that I am not wearing makeup as much. And I know I haven't exclusively made makeup related content, but that is like mainly what my channel is about now. So I just haven't been wearing makeup, and as an extension, I haven't been buying new products. So, you know, I just haven't really had content to make per se. But I will say, since everything's been going on, having to wear masks on the daily and stuff like that, I'm not really as focused on makeup as I used to be, but definitely I'm more into skincare. I know I haven't made a couple videos on that in the past, and actually the most recent video I did on skincare did some numbers. So I figured what better for today's video than to sit down and go over my new skincare routine and what I'm doing to maintain my complexion, especially with having to wear a mask like all the time now. I know when everything first started and I had to make the adjustment, being an essential employee and whatnot, I had to wear a mask when I was at work, 10-hour shifts. So I'm basically wearing a cloth over my face for like 10 hours a day. Having fabric or whatever material your mask is pressed against your face for long periods of time, especially when you're breathing out and it's trapping in all that moisture and whatnot, it's definitely not good for your skin health. And my skin definitely did freak out when we first started having to roll out these procedures and whatnot. And I'll insert a picture right here of my skin about like 2 months ago, but like my skin was just like all sorts of fucked up, just to keep it real. And that's another reason why I wasn't posting, was just because like I didn't want to come online looking like that. So I've been trying out new products and kind of tweaking my routine a little bit to kind of bring my skin back to an equilibrium and get it looking nice again. Now this is what it looks like now. Obviously it's not perfect, but compared to the picture, I don't have as many breakouts as I did then. I've calmed down the hyperpigmentation a lot as well. It's definitely not perfect, but it's not as bad as it was 2 months ago. Like I really never thought I would see the light at the end of that tunnel, but I'm finally starting to, so thank gosh for that. Yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. That was a really long intro. Before we get into it though, I do just want to say thank you to my new and returning subscribers. Thank you for just sticking around and waiting it out and, you know, not unsubscribing. Thank you for being here and giving me your unconditional support. I really don't deserve it with my inconsistency, but thank you for being here anyways. If you're new here and you haven't already, just be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button and make sure you click the bell button so you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. And with all that out the way, let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm gonna talk about isn't actually a product, it's more of like a cleansing tool. So it's this Foreo Luna, and I don't know like which specific model this is. They do have a couple. This is the cheapest one they have that has a charging ability, because I know they had like a really tiny mini one, but you couldn't charge that one. It just had a battery in it, and once the battery was dead, that was it. I didn't want to spend $40 to have something that wasn't going to last forever, so I went ahead and went with this. So I don't remember the exact model. I'll write everything that I mentioned down in the description if you're interested. So the premise behind this is it's kind of like the Clarisonic. I don't know if you guys have owned one of those or if you were ever into those or were interested in the concept, but basically it kind of piggybacks off of that sonic cleansing technology that the Clarisonic claimed was supposed to give you like a revolutionary cleanse, and it does the same thing. But unlike the Clarisonic, this is actually a silicone head. So I like to just wash it off occasionally, like maybe 2 or 3 times a week with just a little bit of soap, just to make sure 100% that it's clean. But unlike the Clarisonic, you don't ever have to replace the head, and it's naturally antimicrobial. And what I think that this tool does do, if it doesn't necessarily cleanse any better than like using your hands, which I do think it does do a little bit better job than just like your bare hands, I think it encourages you to get a nice thorough cleanse in. It can be a struggle to make sure that that you're properly cleansing your skin and getting everything off, because that is a really important step for not only preventing breakouts but also for prepping your skin for the skincare that comes after so that your products absorb properly. So I really like that this does time how you're supposed to cleanse your skin and keep you moving along and make sure you're cleansing each area of your face for the appropriate amount of time. I do feel like it has encouraged me to develop better facial cleansing habits, which is really important, especially now, like I said, that we're wearing masks for extended periods of time. I really want to make sure that I'm cleaning my face, I'm cleaning off all the dirt and oils, and that's not sticking around. Sticking with the cleansing step. If you guys have followed this channel for a while, you know that I am a big fan of the double cleanse. Currently, what I'm using for my oil cleanser is this Burt's Bees Cleansing Oil Balm. I think I've talked about this on my channel before. For a long time, I was really into the Pond's Cold Cream Cleansing Balm. I just really liked how that one performed. It emulsified well, it was cheap, and you got a decent amount of product for the price. It was kind of basic. It didn't really have any extra ingredients in it, but it did a good job for its price. So I constantly went back to that one, but I've been kind of struggling to find it in stock in stores around me, and I've been finding that this one's stocked a little bit more consistently. It's about the same size. It is a little bit more expensive, but this also contains green tea extract, which Pond's Cold Cream Cleansing Balm didn't have. So even though I'm not huge on having super beneficial ingredients and cleansers like antioxidants and stuff like that, just because it's not going to be left on your skin for a significantly long amount of time for it to have a huge impact on your skin, I definitely don't think that antioxidants in a cleanser hurt. And then of course, in the double cleanse method, after the oil cleanse, there's some people call it a foaming cleanser, but basically just a water-based cleanser. And I'm still using this Roche-Posay Toleriane Purifying Foaming Cleanser. This is the one for normal to oily skin. I talked about this in my previous skincare video, and I really love this. It's such a gentle cleanser. It's soap-free. The main cleansing ingredient in this is cocoa betaine, which is a really gentle surfactant. A lot of harsher cleansers use sulfates, especially sodium lauryl sulfate, which isn't necessarily harmful, especially if you have super oily skin, but it can be stripping. It can disrupt the skin's lipid barrier and stuff like that. And especially when I first started breaking out, I feel like I was kind of going overboard with products to kind of try and compensate for all the acne I was getting and stuff like that, and I really messed up my skin barrier. So I was looking for products that were gentle and that were going to help reinforce the skin barrier and help me to build that back up. And even though it is soap free, it also does do a pretty decent job of foaming up, which doesn't necessarily mean that it's doing a good or bad job, and it's just something psychological for me. So I do like that even though it is gentle, it does foam up. It does do a good job of cleansing, but it also satisfies that psychological need for me for my cleanser to foam up, for me to feel like it's doing its job. And then after cleansing, even though I'm using gentle cleansers, like I said, when I was initially trying to combat the acne that I was getting from wearing a mask and stuff like that, I feel like all the products I was using really disrupted my skin barrier and made it really hard, not only for my acne to heal, but also I was getting more acne because my skin was sensitized. And so I decided that I needed to repair my skin barrier and get that back in check, and needed to repair that before I started to adding all these other products into my skincare routine. So immediately after I wash my face, get out of the shower, dry my skin, I go in with this toner. So this is this SoonJung pH 5.5 Relief Toner. So I picked this up to help with my skin barrier because this product is slightly acidic. It has a pH of 5.5, and your skin's lipid barrier is actually naturally slightly acidic. There's a range of pHs that are considered like normal for your skin's pH to be, and 5.5 is right in the middle of that range. So this is really good for balancing out your skin's pH level. Even if your personal pH isn't exactly 5.5, it helps to bring your skin closer to that range, because a lot of cleansers do tend to be a little bit more alkalizing and stripping. Just to keep it basic, while I was getting my skin back in order and just helping my skin to heal, I was using the CeraVe PM facial lotion. I'm pretty sure I talked about this in my other video too. I do like to try out a lot of moisturizers, but I find that this is one that I go back to consistently because it's really moisturizing. It's very simple. You can find it at any drugstore, and it has a lot of ingredients that are good for your skin, including 3 different essential ceramides, which help to again reinforce the skin's lipid barrier and to help your skin to repair. It contains niacinamide, which is kind of an all-star ingredient and does a whole bunch of things, including helping skin repair, fighting wrinkles, helping to correct hyperpigmentation, boosting hydration, and all that. And it also contains hyaluronic acid, which draws in moisture from the air and draws it into your skin. We have a lot of nice hydrating and skin fortifying ingredients in here. So I was using this religiously in conjunction with the toner to help repair my skin and reinforce my skin barrier and to kind of calm things down before I started to experiment with some other products to address some other issues. I just want to highlight 2 products. I feel like we're doing like a really good job of helping to get my acne under control and clear everything up. The first of which being this Sunday Riley U.F.O acne treatment facial oil. I feel like this made the biggest difference in my skin. I know that Sunday Riley has been in some hot water about manipulating their reviews, shall we say, but I've also heard a lot of good things from people that I don't think are sponsored about some of their products, and this is one of the products I heard people rave about. And this has a lot of ingredients ingredients that help to not only fight active acne itself, but also to help repair your skin afterwards, because a lot of acne isn't just like the active breakout itself, but the marks it leaves behind and stuff like that, and this helps to address both. So it contains 1.5% salicylic acid, which is a gentle exfoliant. It's oil soluble, so it can get into the pores and exfoliate within the pore. So it's really good for addressing active acne and its underlying causes. It also contains tea tree oil, which is another ingredient which is known to be a potent acne fighting ingredient as well. And it also contains licorice extract, which is really good at evening out the skin tone. It's especially helpful for when I'm going to be doing like a long haul shift and I need to be wearing a mask for a long time. If I just take a couple drops and just pat it in the area where my mask will be laying, it really helps to keep that area nice and clear, and I find that it's done a good job of toning down the amount of pimples and stuff I get in that area. Another that I've been loving is this Naturium BHA liquid 2% exfoliant. So this combines salicylic acid and bioactive fruit acids to give a gentle exfoliation. In the instructions, it tells you to use it every other night, and then you're gradually supposed to work your way up to using it nightly. I haven't done that, and I don't know that I will, just because I don't really want to risk over exfoliation. I find that between using that every other night, and then now that I've gotten my acne under control and I don't need to use it all that much, just using the Sunday Riley oil on my face where I'm going to be wearing a mask. Those two products in conjunction used like that have done a good job of calming down my acne, and I feel like I found the perfect balance of like exfoliating my skin but not over exfoliating it, which is a line that I've crossed many times and is not one that I want to do again. So I think that for the time being, I'm just going to keep it like that and just stick with using it every other night. Those two products have done a really good job of keeping my skin clear, but they're not 100% foolproof. Things still slip through the cracks, and when that happens, I like to just go in with this Mario Badescu drying lotion and just apply this to the spots that do happen to peek through. And basically it's just supposed to be like a spot exfoliation to really help to clear the spot out and then dry it out overnight. And then I have a couple other products here, and I picked these up mainly to help with fighting hyperpigmentation and whatnot. So the first one I want to feature is this Naturium vitamin C face oil. So again, this is another oil that's like a dry oil. It doesn't leave a greasy residue on my face. It absorbs in very quickly. I like using it day and night, and what's really special about this oil is the vitamin C in this is actually THD ascorbate. A lot of vitamin C products contain ascorbic acid, which is the most potent and active form of vitamin C. It's limited by so many factors. It's very finicky. It needs to be in a very low pH, which is often one that's not compatible with your skin's pH. It's also water soluble. So again, because we have this lipid barrier on top of our skin and it's water soluble, it doesn't really do a good job of penetrating that. So for you to really get the benefits, a lot of companies will formulate products with it at very high concentrations, which allows some of it to permeate that barrier, but then also because it has to be at such a high concentration and it has to be at such a low pH for it to not destabilize and for it to actually perform its job, it can be very irritating to the skin. Ascorbic acid itself just isn't a very nice ingredient. It destabilizes very quickly in the presence of light, heat, oxygen, so it has a very short shelf life if it's not stabilized with other ingredients, and even so, it's often better stored in a fridge or somewhere cool and out of direct sunlight, just so that you know that the product's not going to break down very easily. This, however, contains THD ascorbate, which is a vitamin C derivative. THD ascorbate is actually oil soluble, so it's actually able to permeate that lipid layer and penetrate deeper into the skin. And then once it actually does penetrate into the skin and it's absorbed down into the skin, it converts into ascorbic acid, so it has all the benefits of ascorbic acid. I'll do a couple drops of that morning and night right after my toner, just to give me some extra antioxidant protection during the day and to help fight hyperpigmentation and stuff like that at night. And then another vitamin C product that I've been using, it uses the same type of vitamin C, is this Youth to the People Superberry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask. So this contains vitamin C, again, THD ascorbate. It also contains a Superberry complex, which just helps to add extra antioxidant benefits to my skincare routine. And I have noticed between exfoliating my skin consistently but gently and then using this in conjunction with the vitamin C oil, my hyperpigmentation fades a lot more quickly. It's barely noticeable now. I'm seeing results in my skin within weeks that would have taken months for my skin to do naturally on its own with products that I was using before. And as you can see, I really do love this product. I'm actually almost out of it, so I do want to pick up another one. So that's like a sleeping mask, so I use that one at night. This moisturizer I use during the day, and it is this Naturium Niacinamide Gel 5%. So the website claims that this contains a high concentration of niacinamide along with coconut fruit juice and marine-derived polysaccharides to increase the skin's natural moisturizing factors. And it claims that it reestablishes a healthy hydration balance to the skin for a poreless, dewy, glass-like look. Now, I don't know if this camera is gonna pick up my pores or lack thereof, but I don't know if you guys can tell. My pores have improved greatly since using this. And I think my skin speaks for itself when I say dewy, like hello, I'm a glazed donut. And this contains niacinamide as the star ingredient, which again, like I said, is really good as sort of like an all-star skincare ingredient. It helps as an anti-aging preventative, it fights wrinkles, it helps to control oil production, it fights hyperpigmentation, all that good stuff. It's an antioxidant. And then lastly, for my skincare routine, to top everything off, I do wear SPF. I have messed around with a lot of sunscreens in the past, and I do definitely want to do a comprehensive sit-down video of just like all the various sunscreens I've tried before, what I think of them, what I recommend, stuff like that, because I feel like a lot of people could benefit from that, and I feel like that'd be a great video to make. But I've been sticking pretty consistently with one sunscreen. It's just this Supergoop Play Everyday Sunscreen. It has SPF 50, has a PA rating of 4+, so it has a really great UVA, UVB broad spectrum protection. And as you can see, I got a pretty big size. This is the 18 fluid ounce. This is the value size. It's almost like $60, but when you do it ounce for ounce, this actually is cheaper than a lot of drugstore sunscreens ounce for ounce. So I kind of just bit the bullet and bought this. You know, it's going to pay itself off in the end because this will last me a lot longer than having to buy, you know, several sunscreens from the drugstore. Some benefits are it has clean chemical sunscreen actives. It's also reef safe. It's non-irritating, contains no synthetic fragrance, and it's vegan. So take that for what it's worth. I mean, some of those claims kind of sound like buzzwords, but I can tell you that personally this doesn't irritate my skin, which I can't say for all chemical sunscreens. I've definitely tried some that have broke me out or that my skin didn't really agree with, but my skin has never really acted adversely to this. This also contains sunflower extract and a couple other antioxidants. I know the website said a couple more. I'm just kind of looking at the ingredients list here. It has panthenol, it has vitamin E, rice extract. So it has some good antioxidant ingredients in here. And this is very important, not just because it's summer, but also because with using chemical exfoliants and whatnot, it does leave your skin a little bit more sensitive to UV light. So I do make sure to just be diligent about using that so that I'm not only helping to prevent my skin from aging, but I'm also helping to help fade hyperpigmentation spots and not let them get any worse from being exposed to the sun. So that is pretty much the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end if you guys are still watching. Again, I just want to say thank you to all my new subscribers and returning subscribers that have just been here patiently waiting for me to upload. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments what you guys like, or let me know what you guys dislike. Let me know if you guys have any video ideas that you want me to make. Definitely, I do want to start being a little bit more consistent. I know I say this with every video, but I feel like I've gotten to a place now where I've got things a little bit more under control, and with everything going on, life in general is just a lot more chill. I genuinely do have a lot more time to sit down and film and edit, so I do want to try and make more videos. So if you guys have any ideas for those, just let me know down in the comments below. Like I said, don't forget to click subscribe and click that bell button so you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. If you haven't already, let me know any skincare products that you guys have been using during quarantine, anything that you guys have been loving recently. Let me know what your guys' skincare routines are down in the comments below. And with that being said, hopefully I'll be back with a new video shortly. Bye.